What's fucking going on? We're back once again. I'm here to do a little quick top 10 prospects that I believe are the best of the best prospects in MMA. Not in MMA, in the UFC. And starting off in the welterweight division, we're going to go with Jacoby Smith, 10-0, undefeated. This guy's a monster. If we head over to his Tapology here, why is he fucking looking at me like that, bro? He's young as hell. He's creative on the ground, damaging ground and pound. He seems to have a lot of power in his hands. All of his 18-second KO, 1 minute KO. This guy's got some power in his hands. KO. But 5-9 isn't good. 13-9 isn't great. 12-11 sure ain't great. 7-5 ain't the best. His competition isn't the best, but it's what he's showing. Showing good IQ, composure, and in his debut against Preston Parsons, who's not a bad win, he fucking flatlined Preston Parsons in the first round. Out cold, clean right hand. Parsons was done. He didn't look nervous at all. He's got composure. And I think he's here for the big moments of MMA. And I think he's going to be around top 15, maybe top 10. And I could see him maybe one day evolving into the top 5. I see good things from Jacoby Smith, man. And he reminds me of kind of like a Kamaru Usman without a jab. But yeah, man, he just reminds me of a good, composed, well-rounded fighter. But moving on to the bantamweight division, one of my favorite prospects, the Swedish-Brazilian guy, Felipe Jungle Boy Lima. This guy is fun as hell to watch. His grappling is off the charts. Honestly, I think, first of all, his debut, short notice, submitted Naimov. He's Naimov's only loss in the UFC. That is phenomenal. Then he went and controlled Miles Johns basically for the entire fight, and he almost submitted him 3 times. Fuck my bet. I had a fucking Lima submission bet on plus 600, but it's all right. His striking accuracy is He does seem to lack a little bit of composure sometimes on the feet. But I do believe that this guy's got some level of... he's got high-level training. He trains with Chimaev's coach. I forgot his name. But the bald guy. But Andre Lima is another good prospect. Notable mention. He's not on this list, but... Andre Lima is a good prospect. Just finished Daniel Barres by submission. But back to Felipe Lima. He has 1 loss in his career. And if we head over to his Tapology, this guy was the Octagon featherweight champion as well. And his only loss was a submission in his first fight. And ever since that day, he's gone on a 14-fight win streak, man. And that's a scary guy. Those guys that lose early, kind of like a JDM. Those guys that lose early, and bro, this guy fought Thiago Santos, Walmart edition. What the fuck? Who's this guy? Guy's 0-1. But yeah, man, his wins aren't the worst. He beat a 6-0 guy, 8-1 guy just like him. 8-7 is not the best. 0-0 is not the best. 0-0 is not the best. But then you have 15-5, 21-7. These are good wins. These are flying knee in the first round. Felipe Lima's he's dangerous too on the feet. He's dangerous everywhere the fight goes, and I think Felipe Lima's going to be very, very troublesome for a lot of these featherweights. He is a bit small, though, for the featherweight division. But I do think Felipe Lima is going to do great things in the sport. And I believe in him, man. I'm rooting for Felipe Lima. He's fun as hell to watch. And yeah, let's move on to the heavyweight division. Any one of you fucking retards that thought Ryan Spann was going to be a prospect at heavyweight, I knew Waldo was going to knock him out. Garbage. Spann is trash. He has no cardio, no IQ, nothing. Came into that fight pretty fat looking. And my prospect at heavyweight is Mario Batista. Mario Pinto from Portugal and England. This guy, he seems to have some level of composure. Yes, getting dropped by Austin Lane is cooked. Like getting dropped in the... But you never know. It could have been those UFC jitters in his first fight. And then he does listen to his corner really well, something I've noticed. And he's a composed, really, really technical heavyweight. He can go 3 rounds at a good pace. He has multiple decision wins. If I go here, look at his topology. Bro's fucking shredded on the fucking regionals. Not anymore. Bro's looking like this. That is not Mario Pinto. So Austin Lane, he fucking killed Austin Lane in front of his kid. Austin Lane, this guy hit the son, do anything you can believe in. And then he fucking gets slept out cold. Bro dies in front of his son. Oh, it was fucking brutal. Fuck, poor Austin Lane. He slept Lucas Camacho with a very nice left hook on the Contender Series. He slept Benjamin Sehich on the what promotion is this that he was fighting for? Levels Fight League. And the guys he was fighting weren't too bad if you want to look at their resume. 8-3, 6-2, 5-1, 2-2's ass, 5-4's ass, 0-0's ass, but he's 0-0 as well. Like, if you want to look, he lost in the amateurs to a guy named Luke Hayward. And that's his only loss. And since then, and that's an amateur fight. He's undefeated in the pros. He's got knockout threat, technicality. He can win a fight by submission. Mario Pinto's dangerous, man. I think he's going to do some good things at heavyweight. And, dude, he's going to be knocking these blobs out cold. I think he destroys, like... I say... Do I think he beats the GOAT, Shamil Gaziev? But Shamil's... Okay, if we're going to be realistic, I'm going to say some controversial shit. Shamil's ass, bro. Shamil is ass. No shit, he's ass, bro. This guy's the cardio of a fish. This guy lost by cardiac arrest. I can see Mario Pinto beating Shamil Gaziev. He's got wrestling. He can go 5 rounds. I think Mario Pinto is going to beat a lot of these guys, and I think he's actually going to be a top 5 heavyweight in the future. I see good things from Mario Pinto, unless he gets... His chin is a bit worrying because, like, Austin Lane to drop you is a bit But I think he could destroy, like, a Tai Tuivasa. I think he could beat, like... Let's say Marchin gets KO'd by Mick Parkin tonight. I could see him beating a washed-up Marcin. You know what I mean? I can see him going to a competitive decision win against, like, Johanna Denise. Holy shit. Like, I think Mario Pinto's pretty good, and I think he'll do great things at heavyweight. Man, do I really want to have this guy at number 7, bro? Okay, you know what? I'll have this guy at number 7 instead. At number 7, we're going to go down a division to the light heavyweight division, and we're going to move over to Zhang Mingyang from China. What the fuck, bro? I don't want to look at Sean Brady's fucking clap nose and fucking Edwards' big-ass forehead. Alright, bro, we're going to topology. Fuck this shit. Let's... Zhang Mingyang. What do you mean he's not showing up? It's right there. Oh my god, it's Ming Yang Zhang. Of course, these fucking Chinese names are always in reverse. So, okay, so this guy, you want to look at his career. He has some fucking weird losses earlier in his career. But ever since he's gone on this win streak, look at these wins. Rear naked choke, first round. KO, first round. Rear naked choke, first round. KO, first round. KO, first round. These are under a minute. That's 3 KOs in a row under a minute. KO opponents, not the best, obviously. KO round 1, KO round 1, KO round 1, KO round 1. How many guys is he going to kill in the first round before we start to realize he's good? And he's in a murder. I'm sorry, Anthony Smith. Bro, imagine this guy, Anthony Smith, pulls the fucking 2 black eyes, fucking beat the shit out of the fucking bloody nose, broken leg, fucking guillotine Zhang Ming Yang in round 3, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here for his retirement fight. Hell no, it's not going to happen. Zhang Ming Yang's going to sleep him out cold in the first round. Probably with a left hook or right hand. Or maybe I can see him just elbowing the shit out of him because Smith doesn't really move, and Zhang Ming Yang's a pretty fast light heavyweight. He got insane power, and I think he's going to actually continue his knockout streak. This is a dangerous light heavyweight in the top. I can see him getting to like top 7 even, maybe top 6. I can see him beating in like, if we go to light heavyweights, if I go on UFC rankings, we want to go to the light heavyweight division. I can see him sleeping an Ozdemir in round 1, Walker in round 1, Reyes in round 1. Maybe he could beat Azamat. I know Azamat's fighting Walker actually. So, fucking Walker's gonna die. I can see him sleeping a Carlos Ulberg once Ulberg gets fraud checked today. Let's go, Jan Blachowicz. Plus 235. Come on, man. I know you can do it. But yeah, man, I think Zhang Ming Yang is going to be really good at light heavyweight. I think he's going to be sleeping everyone he fights. Please, one day, MMA gods, give me Zhang Ming Yang Yuri. Please. Anything for that fight, please. But I hope Yuri kills Ankalaev and fucking spinning elbows him and then stomps him out cold, like, while the fucking ref can't step in. Like, oh my god, just kill Ankalaev at this point. Alright, moving on up the freaking car, or moving on the card. Moving on up the rankings. At number 6, I'm going to go with Carlos, the Nightmare Prates. This guy, out of the Fighting Nerds, he's so good, dude. His striking is unbelievable, bro. Every time I watch this guy fight, I'm like he had 4 brutal KOs in his, bro. That one against Radke, say it again, Radke. Like, I think this guy could have done good against Randy Brown. I think if he fought Randy Brown, he would have slept him in the first round. I think he's going to beat Jeff Neal by second round KO. But don't get me wrong. I think Carlos Prates might get KO'd soon. I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's the smoking habits and the drinking and shit that I don't really see that you should be doing as a fighter. I think that Prates might just get, because I've seen him get KO'd. If you want to go down on his career, some of his losses are by TKO, not just by, this one was against the fence. He was getting teed off on with hooks, and that guy was 1-0 before that. Prates was 7-4. The rest of his losses are by submission, but another one by TKO here. But Carlos Prates is dangerous, and don't get me wrong, this one was Muay Thai, so that doesn't even count. But I just think Carlos Prates is going to be really, really good. And I think honestly, he can beat some of the top welterweights. Like, you know what? I would pick Ian Gary to beat Prates because of the grappling. But if they're on the feet for too long, bro, don't get me wrong, Prates is sleeping Gary stiff. Or if Prates is on the feet, like, if we go to the welterweight rankings here, if Prates is on the feet with like a... So watch them give him like a... Watch him give him like a Joaquin Buckley off of a loss. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. Buckley would beat his ass. I think Buckley would beat the shit out of Prates. But I think he could do really well against a guy like JDM, Edwards, Shavkat. I think he could do really well against. I think he would knock Colby the fuck out. Like, man, these fighting nerds are just fucking good, man. All of them are good. And I do think Prates has the highest chance of losing out of all of them, just stylistically, because he's such a pure striker that I can see him running into maybe a Kamaru Usman, and Usman wrestle fucking him for 3 rounds. And that would be fucking hilarious. But where the fuck is Usman, that fucker? Been waiting to see him fight since he fucking fought Edwards fucking 3 decades ago. But yeah, moving on up from Prates at number 6, I think we're going to go to number 5, who is El Fenomeno Joel. Alright, just don't type, I guess. Joel Alvarez at lightweight. Please don't let this guy fight Benoit, UFC. Benoit's my boy. He's gonna die if he fights fucking Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez is so dangerous, man. This guy is one of the most lethal finishers I've seen fight. And his only loss is Arman. Like, what the fuck? I would have picked Arman to beat Islam. Which is, yeah, controversial, but I would have picked Arman. And that's your... Actually... Shit, Demir. Oh, Demir beat him in the UFC. Okay, yeah, well, Demir's fucking... Well, Demir is amazing as well. Demir has what? 2 losses? Or 1 loss? If you go to Demir's Magula. No, he has 3 losses, and one of them was getting controlled by Grant Dawson, if I remember. One of them was kickboxing, I guess. Oh, no. Here, decision. And to Arman. And those are, like, those aren't bad losses at all, bro. Demir's amazing. Demir should have never been released from the UFC. I think when he left the UFC, he fucking killed the guy with a spin kick. But, dude, Alvarez finishes everyone he fights. Finished Jacasey. Finished Brenner. And the Brenner finish was crazy. Dude, he hit it with, like, 100 million knees. Like, brutal. Like, I don't think Alvarez is the hardest hitter in the world. I just think he finds right, accurate, dangerous shots to put you away. And once he hurts you, he can submit you. And, dude, he literally had a fucking Drakkar Klose in a guillotine, and he was just punching him while he was out cold. Like, it was hilarious. But, yeah, man, like, your only loss in the last... Your only loss in your last 7 fights is Arman? Bro, I'm not going to shit on you for that. Like, that, bro, Joel is freaking amazing. And I think he's top 5 bound in the UFC. I think he destroys, like, if we go to the lightweight division rankings. Let's see how I'd pick him against. Pick him to beat Bahamondes. I'd pick him to beat Dawson. I'd pick him to beat Benoit. Would pick him to beat Patty. I can see Patty plot armor. I'll pick Joel, but I can see Patty plot armor subbing him. Fiziv's tiny. Fiziv could be a hard fight for Alvarez. Moicano could be a hard fight for Alvarez, but I think Alvarez would land something on the feet and knock him out. Finishes Beneil, in my opinion. Finishes... I think he actually goes to a decision with Gamrot. Finishes Chandler. Finishes Hooker. I think he gets fucking KO'd by Holloway on the feet. I can't lie. Poirier, I think, hurts him bad on the feet. I think Gaethje, he submits. Charles, he loses to. Arman, he loses to again. And Islam, I think he loses to. But I think he can get into that top 5 if he gets the right matchups, man. And Gaethje's not going to be here for long. Poirier's not going to be here for long. Holloway's not going to be here for... Actually, Holloway's going to be here for a while. Chandler's going to lose to Pimblett. I promise you guys. Fucking... Bro, anyone that's fucking betting... Anyone that is betting on Michael Chandler in that fight, you're cooked. You're so cooked, I promise you. But yeah, man, Joel Alvarez, my number 5. And moving on to my number 4 prospect. Back to bantamweight we go. Elijah Swift Smith. This guy is the epitome of American plot armor. I don't know what it is about this guy, bro. Something's telling me this guy's going to be either some random way this guy becomes a world champion, or I think Elijah Smith is a top 5 bound kid. This guy is 22. He's so young. He's eventually going to break in that top 5. I can see him doing great things, bro. Yeah, that fight against Vince Morales was a war, but, bro, I like to see a young guy tested in his debut. That's, bro, all the nerves, all the pressure, an actual war. Again, don't forget, he just went to a war against Aaron Tao on the Contender Series. In that fight, oh my God, he won me so much money. But Jesus Christ, that fight was crazy. And Aaron Tao, that's his only loss, is Elijah Smith. So, I'm telling you guys, Elijah Smith has got something really special. He's got a good team behind him. They seem like they all have a good bonding and a good coach-to-student connection. And when you have a good coach-to-student connection, that can make a world champion alone. Just look at Bisping and Jason Perillo. That's how Bisping went from average to when he went with Perillo, he became a world champion because of pure coachability. And Elijah Smith, to me, looks like one of the most coachable fighters. In his fights, he adjusts really well. He doesn't give up on himself. He's got crazy heart. He'll swing to the end. When he got caught in the bulldog choke at the end, he's just fucking hammering away. I like that shit at the end. Yes, he did get a little lackadaisical, but he'll learn from that. He's young. And I do think Elijah Swift Smith is going to be one of the best prospects. And let's see how he would do against the top 15 right now at bantamweight. He's young. He's really young. I don't know if he's ready for a top 15 yet. I'd like to see him against a little bit more. Like, he beats Amy and Zahabi. Don't get the fuck out of here. He'll destroy Amy and Zahabi. I can see him beating a Phillips. I think Phillips is overrated as fuck. I think... Shit. Once you get to there, you got to see him. You got to see how he gets tested. But I think he beats Amy and Zahabi. I think he would go to a really, really competitive split decision with Montel Jackson. You know what I mean? Montel Jackson, though, is underrated. I think he's going to do really good. But now if we move on up again from number 5 to number 4 to now number 3, again in the flyweight division. Oh, bro, everyone knows, bro, the real GOAT, Joshua Van. I don't give a fuck that he lost to Charles Johnson. That fight was fucked, bro. That fight was so sad. Thank God I didn't bet on that fight. I don't know why I didn't bet on it. I just didn't bet on that fight. I got very lucky that day. Bet on John Solo to fucking destroy Drew Dober that day. I just think Josh Van has shown me, like, this guy literally looks perfect when he's fighting. Dude, this guy has a win by calf slicer? What the hell? Damn. Like, bro, Van is fucking unbelievably skilled. Yes, Charles Johnson beat him. He's 3 fights in a row since then. Beat the shit out of all 3 of them. I think he's going to win his next fight, whoever it is, by TKO. Felipe Bunes, he ground and pound TKO. Bro, he looked so good in that fight. He looked great against Borjas in his debut. Sadly, the Borjas fight was canceled on the Contender Series, but they ended up fighting anyway here. He just beat undefeated Ray Saruya. Joshua Van has just perfect fundamentals, bro. I don't know how to explain it. Van is just going to be a future champion, in my opinion. He's young as shit as well. I think he's in his early 20s, maybe. He's 23, bro. Get the fuck out of here. He's going to be a world champion. I think this guy's got, and he's got a style to beat all of the top guys. Let's see Van against the top 15. Oh, he's fucking in the top 15 now. That's awesome. So, all right, give me him against fucking Johnson in a rematch. He beats Temirov actually can catch Joshua Van early, because the one thing about Van is he's a small flyweight. So his chin is a bit worrying, but he beats Bruno Silva, beats Tagir, he destroys Tagir Ulanbek. I promise you, he destroys Tagir, destroys Tim Elliott, beats Asu Almabayev's ass, beats Steve Urseg, beats Alex Perez. I think he would lose to Manel Cap right now. But you never know when a 5-rounder starts to take over, starts to outbox Manel Cap, starts to really piece him up. Like, I just see Van really, really doing good things. And if he gets the right fights, I can see him destroying it. I would have picked Tatsuro Taira a bit. I mean, Tatsuro can be another fucking guy. I would have had him as a prospect if he wasn't already in the top 5. But I think he destroys Car France. I think he beats Amir. I think he actually handily beats Amir Albazi. I think he would go to a competitive war with Moreno. And I think he would go to an absolute war with Royval. Maybe Royval would clip him with some weird shit and submit him. And then Pantoja might submit him. But maybe I could see Van stopping the takedowns and just outboxing him, man. I don't know, Van. Maybe I'm Van glazing right now, but he's 23. He's going to grow into his own. Guy's born in 2001. What the fuck, bro? Yeah, man. I'm going to go Joshua Van as my number 3 prospect in MMA. And moving on to number 2. Although I'm worried he might lose his next fight, Cheon Lord Silva. This guy is so autistic. He's so powerful for a featherweight. Dude, he's sleeping everyone, bro. This guy went up a weight class on a week's notice, beat the shit out of Dober. Like it was nothing. He was just tapping, love tapping, fucking spinning, elbowing him at will. Obviously killed Weston Wilson. And that win kind of aged well because everyone was making fun of Weston Wilson. But then Weston Wilson won his next fight against Jekka Sergi, who was a prospect at the time. You know what I mean? So, like, all of Silva's wins. Kevin Vallejos is a crazy win, bro. That's an insane win. Yeah, Vallejos took a round off of him, but Vallejos is no joke. Look at this sleeping second round. Hold on. Oh, he even has submissions. Like, Vallejos is a well-rounded Argentinian pro. And I would have had Vallejos in here. And Vallejos is an honorable mention. This guy is going to be something at featherweight as well. And I can see him and Silva having a rematch one day and a big one. But all of his wins age well. His losses are one by split decision and one by unanimous decision. You know what I mean? And they're early in his career. All of his wins are brutal. 15-second KO in his first fight. I think Jean Silva is dangerous. He has an upcoming fight against Brass Mitchell, brother. And I'm worried Mitchell can take him down, hold him down for 3 rounds, honestly. I do think Bryce Mitchell is a live dog in this fight. I think he can win. I'm going to be picking Jean Silva to knock him out because, dude, that Emmett KO, like, you're going to be KOable from now on. Like, and a guy that hits as hard as Jean Silva, they're going to be working on their grappling like crazy. I can see Jean Silva winning that fight by KO TKO. I might switch my pick to Bryce Mitchell, but right now, the way Jean Silva's on a tear, the momentum, I just see him, honestly, if he wins this fight, KOing the shit out of Bryce Mitchell. And he would be on a 5-fight KO streak in the UFC. And, dude, if we look at him against the top 15, I think he can do really well against everyone in the top 15. I think he destroys Dan Ige, destroys Calvin Kattar. he's gonna KO Bryce Mitchell. He would KO Yusuf Salal. Would probably submit or KO Giga Chikadze. He would KO Murphy. Probably would uppercut KO Aljamain. I don't know. You know, Aljamain can give him a hard fight. I think Aljamain would give him a hard fight. He would beat the shit out of Emmett. He would probably hurt Allen, win by decision, keep hurting him. Actually, no, I think he could actually put away Allen. I think right now he'd put away Ortega. Yair is a really hard fight for him. But I think if Silva grapples in that fight, he can beat Yair. Evloev, I think Evloev can beat Gian Silva, but I think Silva has a high chance of KOing him as well. I think Silva can go to war and probably chin Diego Lopez in late rounds. We don't know about John Silva's cardio, but I think it's going to be pretty good, seeing the way he doesn't get tired at all in 3-round high-paced wars. Holloway, obviously, as a featherweight, would beat him. Volk, he would lose to Volk. And Topuria, hot take, Silva beats Topuria. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I'd pick Ilya Topuria to beat John Silva. But yeah, I think Silva beats a lot of these guys at featherweight. And I think he's honestly one of the most dangerous contenders we've ever seen in the UFC. And he's autistic. You can't beat a guy this retarded. This guy's 28 as well. Like, when this guy enters his prime around 31, 32, bro, these featherweights are fucked. They're actually fucked. He's going to have so many years to grapple. So much evolution. We'll see if Bryce Mitchell, if he loses to Bryce Mitchell, it would be due to a grappling hole. And I don't think he has a grappling hole, man. So I'm going to say John Silva continues his 12-fight win streak and makes it 13. And we're going to move on to my number one prospect in all of MMA. This might shock you guys. People really don't talk about this guy much. I just hit him as a plus 430 underdog by decision against Said Nurmagomedov. And if you know who that is, you would know I am talking about Vinicius Lockdog Oliveira. This guy is so weirdly good. I think he's honestly a future bantamweight champion. I wholeheartedly don't think anyone beats him. He beat Simone. He has this amazing ability to adapt in fights. He was losing to Sopai, but he adapted. Started to hurt Sopai on the feet with low kicks, with knees to the body, with uppercuts. And he eventually killed him. Literally fucking murdered Bernardo Sopai, who's an amazing prospect in his own right. Sopai was destroying everyone before that fight. Isn't Sopai Albanian? Why does he have the Swedish flag? Oh, that's the fucking bald coach I was talking about for Felipe Lima. All-Stars Training Center. Let's find his name. Andreas Mikel, that's his name. There we go, finally found that. Alright, but back to Vinicius Oliveira. I see him doing so good against all of these guys, man. I think it takes some brutal knockout power at bantamweight to stop him. Because I think he's going to grow. Dude, he won his last fight against Said Nurmagomedov. Shattered a rib. And he adjusted better than Said. Had better cardio. Was outpacing him and outgrappled him. To do that with a broken rib is insane, dude. I think this guy's really, really good. And really, really hard to beat. Because stylistically, you can't really prepare for a guy like him. This guy's throwing Rabona soccer kicks at your legs. Like, what are you going to... Rabona soccer kick, uppercut into a hook? Like, what the fuck? Like, I think Vinicius Oliveira is also amazing to watch. Vinicius Oliveira is one of my favorite prospects in MMA. I'm very high on him. And against the top 15, I would pick him to beat Montel. I'd pick him to beat Eamon Zahabi. I'd pick him to beat Marcus McGee. I'd pick him to beat Kyler Phelps. I'd even pick him to beat Aldo right now. I'd pick him to beat Batista. Probably pick him to beat Cejudo. I'd pick him to beat Font. I'd pick him to beat Marlon Vera because Vera doesn't do anything. If it's a 5-rounder, you know what? Vera's the one guy that can snipe Vinicius in a 5-rounder. But if it's 3 rounds, I'll pick Vinicius pretty confidently. Song is really dangerous. Song might be able to knock Vinicius out. Davison, although he hits really, really hard, I actually think Vinicius would beat him. I think Vinicius would beat... do I think he'd beat Sandhagen? We'll see how Sandhagen looks. I think he would go 3 rounds. I think he beats Sandhagen. 5 rounds, Sandhagen wins. Same thing with Umar. Oh, Umar. Nah, you know what? Vinicius beats Umar. I don't give a shit. But Vinicius beats Umar's ass. Jan beats Vinicius in my opinion. O'Malley will beat Vinicius in my opinion. And Merab will beat Vinicius in my opinion. But Merab, I can see Vinicius chinning him. Merab gets hurt often, and I don't know, man. Merab with the Brazilians, he doesn't look clean against any of them. I think Pantoja would actually give Merab a really hard fight if they had a double champ fight. I can see him just weirdly getting to the belt. And yeah, Vinicius Oliveira is my actual number 1 prospect in MMA. Brazil, get behind your guy because I think in the next year, Vinicius Oliveira is going to be in the top 10. In the next year and a half, top 5. Next 2 years, he's going to be a champion, I promise you. That is going to be the video, guys. Let me know who you think your top 10 prospects are. Let me know what you guys want for a video idea. Engage in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the videos going so far, how the videos are going. And yeah, man, I think we're in for a good UFC London card. And one more thing. I don't know about if we're going to go back to the UFC London card really, really quickly. I really do want to switch one pick with Pooja Tomar and Shauna Bannon. But honestly, I'm going to stick to it. Fuck it. Never mind. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's going to be the video, guys. I think Vinicius Oliveira, my number 1 prospect in MMA. Yeah, man. All right. See you guys later. Goodbye. Bye.